the story of getting into hot water about the riffs?
Oh, yes. I joined the police in, when was it? 2006. I was what's called a regular officer, which is a paid officer. I was a special constable before that, a volunteer. And this is the memoir of that time, Stab-Proof Scarecrows, available on Amazon. And basically, this book has upset my old police force quite considerably, who aren't named in the book, so I'm not going to name them now. It's a warts and all account of being a modern-day police officer. And it's not complimentary to the police, because I have strong feelings about the way they conduct themselves. But the funniest and saddest story in here was when I got called to a meeting with a chief inspector and an inspector, which in American terminology I think would be like a captain and a lieutenant. And they said to me, "We understand you're involved in a website." Well, "Yes, sir, ma'am." Female inspector, male chief inspector. "Yes, I am. Bronx Warriors?" "Yes, sir." And he's basic. Sorry, I touched the microphone. Yeah. And he said, "Bronx Warriors?" I'm like, "Yes, sir. It's been involved for like 7 years." And he got out this piece of paper that he printed off of the website, and it's from the front page, which is the quote from the beginning of the movie about the Bronx being no man's land, the police giving up all attempts to restore law and order, and the riders, the tigers, the sharks take over. Below that is covers of the German DVDs, the Riffs and the Riffs 2, and below that was a photo of me and Enzo Castellari, with arms around each other, you know, outside his office. And we're talking, and the chief inspector said, "So can you tell us what this is about?" "Well, yes, sir, it's a film. It's, you know, the Bronx," and I gave him the same thing. And he looked at the inspector and he went, "It's a film?" "Yes, sir, it was #1 at the box office for, I think, 3 weeks in 1983 when it was released. It's proved massively popular at the time. Have you seen Escape from New York?" "No." "Okay, have you seen The Warriors?" "No." It's a mixture of those two films, and it's a big influence on my childhood, and I set the website up as a homage. And he again looks at the inspector and "It's a film?" "Yes, sir." "Well, we understand there's film content on there. We can't actually access it because of our firewall. That's the trailer for the film, sir. I don't require copyright authorization because trailers don't hold copyright." The director himself, the guy in the photo, just there, sir, on that bit of paper you're holding, sir, he's, he said that was okay. And again, they're looking at each other, and instead of actually owning up and saying, "Okay, we've made a mistake," and I didn't know what the problem was, and it slowly started to come to clarity. And he said, "Well, we understand it's about a gang called the Riffs who live in the Bronx." I'm like, "No, sir. Riffs is German, I believe. Maybe wrong for riders. I think that's the word. And, they're the German DVD covers of the movies." He looked a little closer, and he could quite clearly see DVD in the corner of the picture. And he violently backpedaled, still not admitting the mistake, and went, "Okay, but is it appropriate for you to be associated with a website about lawlessness and there being no police and gangs controlling?" "Sir, it's a film. If it was for, Star Wars, would it be an issue?" And the inspector, the woman, said, "Well, what does these words mean in German?" I said, "Die Geldwelt sind wir. I think it means we are scary or we are the force." "Well, what if you arrest somebody who speaks German, who knows you run this website, and he thinks, is this officer going to try and scare me?" I'm thinking, what? And it was getting more and more desperate and sad, and then I finally realised what they thought the site was about. And I'm desperately trying not to laugh, because I was obviously quite nervous. You're facing two high-ranking officers. And they believed it was a real gang who lived in the Bronx. He actually said, we think this is about a gang called the Riffs who live in the Bronx. They believed it was a gang called the Riffs, lived in the Bronx, and that photograph was me with my arm around the leader, or a member, and the blurb about the Bronx becoming no man's land was an actual real statement. So I was a member, or at least an affiliate, like Sons of Anarchy kind of hangers-on and prospects of this gang, and I had then joined the police. And I'm like, oh my God. And I sort of kept quiet. Anyway, went home, told Andrea, who told Enzo. Andrea said to me a few months later, "My father is now teaching film studies at the Cinecittà Film Studios in Rome. Whenever he gets a new class of students, he tells them this story about you and the police." And he says, and they always nearly fall off their chairs laughing, listening to that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That shows how paranoid the police are, doesn't it?
Well, the chief inspector can give authorization authorization to fire in a hostage situation. So I'm kind of worried that that guy actually didn't realise it was a film.
It's amazing that they didn't even bother to sort of check
Yeah,
out
yeah.
though that first.
Well, you
It's
can see
not-
DVD. Yeah,
It's not particularly good police work on their behalf, is it?
it was, you know.
Can you tell us about wasn't Rats of